This is a TEAS practice test for science. This test consists of 40 questions designed to help you prepare for your human anatomy and physiology section of the TEAS certification exam. Each question includes an explanation of the correct answer, so you can understand the reasoning behind it. Let's get started. 1. Which is the correct order of anatomical organization in the human body, from the most basic to the more complex? A. Cell, organ, tissue. B. Cell, tissue, organ. C. Tissue, cell, organ. D. Organ, cell, tissue. Correct answer, B. Cell, tissue, organ. The cell is the basic building block of all living things. Cells are organized into tissues having specialized properties and functions. Tissues are further organized into organs and organ systems. 2. In the standard anatomical position, a person stands. A. With legs apart, arms outstretched, palms up. B. With legs apart, arms at sides, palms up. C. With legs together, arms at sides, palms forward. D. With legs together, arms outstretched, palms down. Correct answer, C. With legs together, arms at sides, palms forward. The science of anatomy requires special terms that must be used consistently. Because the human body is a three-dimensional object, standard anatomical descriptions and landmarks are made using a consistent reference point. That reference point is the anatomical position. The subject is standing, feet together, arms at side, with palms facing forward. This isolates the body in three-dimensional space so that anatomical structures can be precisely named and located. 3. Which of the following anatomical directional references is not matched correctly? A. Medial, toward the midline of the body. B. Distal, toward an attached base structure. C. Ventral, toward the front or belly side. D. Dorsal, on the posterior or back side. Correct answer, B. Distal, toward an attached base structure. All directional terms use the anatomical position as the standard point of reference. The term distal refers to a structure that is located away from a base structure. For example, the hand is distal to the elbow. 4. What type of anatomical section does plane B depict? A. Sagittal. B. Coronal. C. Cross. D. Surgical. Correct answer, sagittal. Anatomical structures can be sectioned in various planes. The sagittal section divides structures along a vertical, superior to inferior, axis. 5. The main function of the epiglottis is to A. Produce sound and vocalization. B. Protect the airway during swallowing. C. Deliver oxygen to the lungs. D. Protect the esophagus during eating. Correct answer, B. Protect the airway during swallowing. The epiglottis is a fold of cartilaginous tissue located above the glottis and the pharynx. During normal swallowing, the larynx moves upward and the epiglottis folds over the glottis. This prevents substances from entering the respiratory system. 6. You are having lunch with a friend. Your friend takes a large bite of food and begins coughing. You ask if you can help, but your friend is unable to speak. What has most likely happened, and what should you do? A. Food is lodged in his esophagus and you should give him water to drink. B. Food is lodged in his esophagus and you should hit him sharply on the back to dislodge it. C. Food is lodged in his trachea and you should immediately apply an abdominal thrust, Heimlich maneuver, to dislodge it. D. Food is lodged in his trachea and you should give him water to drink. Correct answer, C. Food is lodged in his trachea and you should immediately apply an abdominal thrust, Heimlich maneuver, to dislodge it. Foreign objects, including food, can become lodged in the larynx or trachea, windpipe. These can often be expelled by coughing. If the person can speak or make sounds, the airway is open and there is no emergency. If the person cannot breathe or speak, there is an immediate threat of death by asphyxiation and emergency measures are needed. The Heimlich maneuver is the correct first emergency remedial action to take. 7. The image depicts an underscore. Its function is underscore. A. Alveolus, gas exchange in the lung. B. Glomerulus, excretion of waste products by the kidney. C. Bile duct, secretion of bile into the digestive system. D. Sebaceous gland, secrete oil onto the skin. Correct answer, A. Alveolus, gas exchange in the lung. The image shows alveolar sacs composed of individual alveoli. Respiratory bronchioles bring air to the alveoli, which are surrounded by capillaries. Gas exchange occurs at this junction. 8. Which of the following structures contain deoxygenated blood? A. Aorta. B. Pulmonary vein. C. Subclavian artery. D. Pulmonary artery. Correct answer, D. Pulmonary artery. Arteries carry blood away from the heart. The pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle of the heart toward the lungs. It is the only artery that carries deoxygenated blood. 9. The arrow is pointing to the underscore. A. Aortic semilunar valve. B. Mitral valve. C. Pulmonary semilunar valve. D. Tricuspid valve. Correct answer, B. Mitral valve. The mitral valve is located between the left atrium and left ventricle of the heart. The tricuspid valve is between the right atrium and right ventricle. 10. It's very cold outside and Bill gets into the spa, turning it up to its maximum temperature, 106 of. After several minutes in the water, he faints and would have drowned if a passerby had not saved him. Which best explains what happened? A. His body could not tolerate the shock going from cold to hot. B. He suffered a heart attack due to the excess heat. C. He fainted from a lack of oxygenated blood to his brain. D. He received second-degree burns and went into shock. Correct answer, C. He fainted from a lack of oxygenated blood to his brain. When the body is exposed to prolonged heat, more blood is shunted to superficial veins in order to lower body temperature. This results in decreased venous return to the heart. The resulting lowered cardiac output causes less oxygenated blood to reach the brain, causing dizziness and fainting. 11. The structures depicted in the illustration are: A. Alveoli in the lung. B. Salivary glands in the mouth. C. Villi in the intestinal lining. D. Glomeruli in the kidney. Correct answer, C. Villi in the intestinal lining. The lining of the small intestine is folded into a series of highly vascularized finger-like projections called villi. This increases the surface area of the small intestine for more efficient absorption of nutrients. 12. Waves of muscular contractions in the digestive tract are called: A. Peristalsis. B. Dialysis. C. Arrhythmia. D. Hemostasis. Correct answer, A. Peristalsis. The digestive tract contains a smooth muscle cell layer, the muscularis externa, having no motor innervation. Pacemaker cells located throughout the digestive tract send signals to the muscularis external. This causes rhythmic waves of muscular contraction and propels material through the digestive tract. 13. The structure that connects the liver to the gall bladder is the: A. Hepatic portal vein. B. Hepatic duct. C. Bile duct. D. The liver is not connected to the gall bladder. Correct answer, B. Hepatic duct. The hepatic duct transports bile secreted in the liver into the gall bladder. The gall bladder stores and concentrates bile. The bile duct releases bile from the gall bladder into the small intestine. 14. The protein that stores oxygen in skeletal muscle cells is A. Myosin, B. Hemoglobin, C. Myoglobin, D. Troponin. Correct answer, C. Myoglobin. Skeletal muscles are reddish because they contain the red pigment myoglobin. Myoglobin is a globular protein similar to hemoglobin, the pigment in red blood cells that transports oxygen. Myoglobin also binds oxygen, making it available to skeletal muscles during muscle contraction. 15. You watch a movie about a jungle adventure. A character is shot with a poison arrow that injects a chemical blocking the action of acetylcholine. What is the unfortunate character most likely to do? A. Fall down, B. Fall asleep, C. Bleed profusely, D. Have a heart attack. Correct answer, fall down. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter released by motor neurons at the neuromuscular junction. It causes a chain of reactions resulting in muscle contraction and the maintenance of muscle tone. Since muscle tone is necessary to remain standing, injection of a substance that blocks acetylcholine would cause a person to fall down. 16. What type of muscle tissue is shown in the image of the neuromuscular junction? A. Smooth muscle, B. Skeletal muscle, C. Cardiac muscle, D. None of the above. Correct answer, B. Skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscle fibers are under neuronal control. Neurons release chemicals, neurotransmitters, that stimulate a cascade of electrical activity resulting in contraction of the muscle fibers. Cardiac muscle fibers are not under direct neuronal control, and smooth muscle fibers are not striated as shown in the image. 17. The arrow is pointing to the underscore of the underscore reproductive system. A. Testis, male, B. Ovary, female, C. Prostate gland, male, D. Uterus, female. Correct answer, C. Prostate gland, male. The diagram is a sagittal section of the male reproductive system. The arrow is pointing to the prostate gland. The prostate gland is a round muscular organ posterior and inferior to the male urinary bladder. 18. In the female uterine, menstrual, cycle, when is fertilization, conception, most likely to occur? A. Around day 14 when estrogen peaks. B. Roughly 7 days after the end of the menstrual period. C. During menstruation. D. Both A and B. Correct answer, D. Both A and B. Answers A and B are essentially the same. The uterine, menstrual, cycle begins with the onset of menstruation, a period when the lining of the uterine endometrium begins to slough off. This usually lasts from 1 to 7 days, after which a 7-day proliferative phase occurs as estrogen levels rise. Estrogen levels peak around day 14 and this is when ovulation occurs. Conception is most likely to occur around this time. 19. In the male reproductive system, sperm are produced in A. The testes, B. The seminiferous tubules, C. The gonads, D. All of the above. Correct answer, D. All of the above. Male gametes, sperm, are produced in the seminiferous tubules. The seminiferous tubules are located in the testes, which are the male gonads. Thus, D is the correct answer. 20. The arrow in the diagram is pointing to A, an underscore which causes goosebumps. A. Sebaceous gland, B. Hair follicle, C. Erector pili muscle, D. Sweat gland. Correct answer, C. Erector pili muscle. The erector pili muscle is a small strand of smooth muscle extending from the upper papillary layer of the dermis down to the connective tissue surrounding a hair follicle. It can be stimulated by physical factors such as cold, or emotional states such as fear or rage. Its effect is to pull on the hair follicle and raise the hair, producing goosebumps. 21. All of the following are effects of aging on the skin except A. Decrease in number of hair follicles. B. Thinner epidermis layer. C. Fewer melanocytes. D. Increased sweat gland activity. Correct answer, D. Increased sweat gland activity. All aspects of the integumentary system are affected by aging. These changes result in thinning of the skin layers, fewer active hair follicles, leading to thin, sparse hair and sebaceous activity, and reduced blood supply. There is also dryness due to reduced sweat. 22. Which is not a function of the integumentary system? A. Synthesis of vitamin D. B. Gas exchange. C. Regulation of body temperature. D. Protection of underlying structures. Correct answer, B. Gas exchange. The skin is the largest organ of the body. It protects underlying tissue, and helps regulate body temperature through sweating and vasodilation of superficial capillaries. It is also the site of vitamin D synthesis through exposure to ultraviolet light. However, it is not involved with the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide gases. 23. Thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, is secreted by A. The thyroid gland. B. The hypothalamus. C. The parathyroid glands. D. The pituitary gland. Correct answer, D. The pituitary gland. The pituitary gland secretes 7 different hormones and releases 2 others. Thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, is produced and secreted by the pituitary gland under control by the hypothalamus. The thyroid gland is stimulated by TSH and secretes the hormones thyroxine and triiodothyronine. 24. What structure is the arrow pointing to? A. Spleen. B. Adrenal gland. C. Ovary. D. Pancreas. Correct answer, B. Adrenal gland. The adrenal, also called suprarenal, glands sit on the superior border of the kidneys. They are essential endocrine organs that produce critical corticosteroid hormones and several other types of important regulatory hormones. 25. Which statement about the pancreas is false? A. It is located between the stomach and small intestine. B. It is both an endocrine and exocrine organ. C. It produces digestive enzymes. D. The production of insulin is controlled by the pituitary gland. Correct answer, D. The production of insulin is controlled by the pituitary gland. The pancreas is located in a curve between the lower stomach and the duodenum of the small intestine. It is composed mostly of exocrine cells, 99%, that secrete digestive enzymes that are released into the small intestine. The endocrine cells of the pancreas secrete insulin and glucagon in response to blood glucose levels and are not under the direct influence of the pituitary gland. 26. The organ depicted in the illustration is underscore and the arrow is pointing to the underscore. A. The liver, hepatic ligament. B. The spleen, splenic artery. C. A kidney, ureter. D. The stomach, small intestine. Correct answer, C. A kidney, ureter. The kidneys are reddish-brown bean-shaped organs positioned on either side of the vertebral column, between the dorsal body wall and the parietal peritoneum. The hilum is a pronounced indentation on their medial surface, where the renal artery enters and renal vein and ureter exit. Each kidney has a cortex, medulla and sinus. 27. Which of the following structures is not part of the urinary system? A. Bladder. B. Kidney. C. Urethra. D. Adrenal gland. Correct answer, D. Adrenal gland. The urinary system includes the kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and urethra. The adrenal glands lie on the superior border of the kidneys. They are part of the endocrine system and are not a part of the urinary system. 28. The urinary system performs all of the following except: A. Helps control oxygen levels in the blood. B. Helps stabilize blood pH. C. Helps detoxify poisons. D. Helps regulate blood pressure. Correct answer, A. Helps control oxygen levels in the blood. The urinary system performs an amazing number of critical functions in the body. It is responsible for the excretion of organic wastes and regulation of blood chemistry and volume. However, it has no control over oxygen levels in the blood. This is the function of the respiratory system. 29. Which structure is not part of the lymphatic system? A. Thyroid gland. B. Thymus gland. C. Spleen. D. Lymph nodes. Correct answer, A. Thyroid gland. The lymphatic system is responsible for the creation and distribution of lymphocytes that mediate the immune response. It is composed of lymphatic tissues, tonsils, and lymphoid organs such as the lymph nodes, the spleen, and thymus gland. The thyroid gland is an endocrine organ and does not directly function in the immune response. 30. The cells that produce circulating antibodies are: A. Helper T lymphocytes. B. Mast cells. C. NK cells. D. Plasmacytes. Correct answer, D. Plasmacytes. Plasmacytes produce and secrete antibodies that react with antigens in the body. Plasmacytes are derived from B cells, bone-derived lymphocytes. NK cells attack foreign cells but do not produce antibodies. Helper T cells monitor and regulate the immune response. Mast cells are small connective tissue cells which stimulate inflammation. 31. Which of the following is not a primary function of the lymphatic system? A. Maintain normal blood volume. B. Produce red blood cells. C. Transport of nutrients, hormones, and waste products. D. Initiate and mediate immune responses. Correct answer, B. Produce red blood cells. The primary function of the lymphatic system is producing and mediating the immune response. It is also critical in maintaining correct blood volume and transporting substances via the lymph fluid. Red blood cells are primarily produced in the bone marrow. 32. This is an image of a long bone. The arrow is pointing to underscore. A. Periosteum. B. Compact bone. C. Spongy bone. D. Epiphyseal line. Correct answer, C. Spongy bone. The arrow points to an area of spongy bone tissue. Spongy bone has numerous open spaces separated and connected by trabeculae. This gives it greater strength and resilience and also decreases the overall weight of the skeleton. 33. A small, rough protuberance on a bone is called A underscore. A. Tuberosity. B. Condyle. C. Trochanter. D. Spine. Correct answer, A. Tuberosity. A condyle is a large rounded area on a bone, usually at a joint articulation. A trochanter is a large projection from a bone. A spine or spinous process is a flat ridge-like flange protruding from a bone, typically a vertebra. 34. An epiphyseal line on a bone indicates what? A. The bone has begun a new growth phase. B. The bone was previously fractured in that location. C. The bone has stopped growing. D. The bone has reached its adult length. Correct answer, D. The bone has reached its adult length. Long bones possess a cartilaginous zone between the diaphysis, midsection, and the epiphysis, end, called the epiphyseal plate. During childhood, this allows the bone to continue growing in length. At some point, the cartilage ossifies, becomes bone tissue, leaving a line of demarcation, the epiphyseal line. This indicates the bone has reached its adult length and no further growth in length will occur. However, the bone can continue to grow in diameter. 35. What part of the body would not be considered a part of the circulatory system? A. Blood. B. Tonsils. C. Blood vessels. D. Heart. Correct answer, B. Tonsils. While the tonsils is in the area where air can enter the body, it is considered a part of the digestive system. The tonsils plays no role in circulation. 36. The thickest parts of the heart are: A. The atriums. B. The aorta. C. The pulmonary artery. D. The ventricles. Correct answer, D. The ventricles. The ventricles of the heart are the thickest. They are responsible for the bulk of the blood pressure in the circulatory system. They contract and push the blood out of the ventricles to the rest of the body. 37. The part of the heart that is responsible for preventing blood from flowing backwards in the heart is the: A. Aorta. B. Arteries. C. Valves. D. Ventricles. Correct answer, C. Valves. Valves are small apparatus in the heart that prevent the backflow of blood in the heart. It keeps oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from backflowing and mixing. Valves are central to the function of the heart. 38. Which is the smallest blood vessel listed below? A. Capillary. B. Artery. C. Vein. D. Aorta. Correct answer, A. Capillary. A capillary is the smallest blood vessel. They are responsible for the branching out and covering the largest amount of surface area. They are also thin enough for gas exchange. 39. Which blood vessel carries deoxygenated blood? A. Arteries. B. Arterioles. C. Veins. D. Capillaries. Correct answer, C. Veins. Veins carry deoxygenated blood back to the heart and lungs to pick up oxygen. Veins have low pressure as they rely on muscular movement to push the deoxygenated blood back. 40. Atherosclerosis is caused by the buildup of what substance in blood vessels? A. Calcium. B. Plaque. C. Sodium. D. Carbohydrates. Correct answer, B. Plaque. Plaque forms in the walls of blood vessels. It restricts the flow of blood and in turn oxygen. This can lead to significant blockage and heart attack or stroke. Congratulations! You have completed the test. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more resources.